Hey, what's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video, Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and using Pinky along with Miku here to take out one of the other bosses part of the Miku event here. And this has been a team I wanted to use mainly because recently, looking at the two turners, Pinky has been one of the more promising characters that I did want to give a little bit of a try. And we're going to be doing two other videos just like this one as well, which is going to have Barry as well as Closer Radiance. And I'm going to try to work my way up just to showcase all of these teams. So for today's video, guys, we're going to be using this team right here that's going to have Joker, Starlight, as well as Turbo. Now my Turbo is A6, but this isn't really like a guide or anything. It's just really just kind of being a cool showcase. And I have everyone kind of set up pretty decently. Now last time I ended up checking my Pinky, I think I did change her universe card, and it's because it originally belonged to one of my other units here. So I believe she's wearing a mediocre card here. Let's see if we can get this on up. It always takes me a little bit longer here, but yeah, I do believe we have a mediocre card on. Oh no, actually no, we have a decent one. It has 15% crit damage. So I thought for a second I actually had her bad one on there, but we're going to be going ahead and giving it a shot and seeing what all we can do. Persona wise that I'm using today is obviously going to be Macabre, Raphael, and then Delphon. I think all of these are pretty dang good personas here, and they're going to get me everything that I need done. Cool thing about Macabre and at least Delphon, or at least Macabre and Raphael, is they have 3-turn moves themselves too. So I could possibly, if I wanted to, use Delphon if I wanted to. But it honestly comes down to whatever I need to do here. So first things first here, I am going to use my skill 2. I'm going to try to avoid using my special skill, at least into the next round. That's usually how I like to go about it for my A6. And I'm just going to keep everyone pretty good. Now the problem with this boss is we want to kill it quickly, because the only way we can get a lot of things done is by going ahead and actually knocking out this boss pretty fast. Now the issue is, if we had like anyone like sweepers or anything like that here, we will be consistently shooting ourselves in the foot, which is not something that we really want to do, because she will attack back, and there is a certain type of skill or a certain effect that we need to look out for that will allow us to deal way more damage. Well, if we keep getting smacked on back, and let's say if she lives too long, we're never going to get that effect for ourselves, and it's just going to cause us a huge issue. So we're trying to prevent that per se here. We're going to see exactly how this does go and how it does work out here. Now, since this is our first turn, honestly, I don't really know who I would like to use their highlight first. I do believe that I want to keep my Joker's highlight, at least for now. So what I'm probably going to end up doing for this one is we're going to save Pinky's highlight as well. And what I'll end up doing is I'll just pop off our Macabre's highlight for this round. So first things first, use our Pinky's thing here. Macabre isn't really going to do us all too crazy here with this here, but we'll still go ahead and proc it, because Macabre's actual highlight, when it's actually in play, is helping us out with a couple other things, which is going to be increasing the foe's damage taken as well as the critical damage taken. Since that it lasts for 3 turns, sorry, for 3 turns instead of 2, we might be able to get off some decent damage here. Now for Pinky, we're just going to set this up as per usual using our skill 1. And then we'll be able to do the skill 2 and 3 later on, which should be very much so boosted on up. Now, I don't really have to worry too much about these bosses to a degree. Luckily, we brought Turbo, because Turbo does help us with a little bit of sustainability here. Though at the same time, it is going to be pretty darn hard. Now, for our first round here, the thing I want to immediately proc off is going to stay on Heaven. Now, we're on the Heaven side, which, if I do believe I'm correct about this here, we should be able to, of course, have a heal. Now, the Heaven side for this one, if you are going to go ahead and start off with the skill 2 rotation on this one here, do keep in mind the skill 2 on Heaven is kind of a little weird here, and it's mainly going to give you a heal. Now, I personally don't think we need the heal here for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the tracks immediately. And I do want to go ahead and use our skill 2 for Spring Storm. Reason being for this one is because we do need a little bit of extra crit rate, and this is going to be the rotation that I do believe does require the extra crit rate that we need here as well. So I think this might pan out to be a little bit better. So let's go ahead and pop off the skill 2 here, immediately get this on ready, and I don't really have to worry about too much here as well. Since it is the second turn, we're going to pop off our second skill. I'm going to go into our skill 1 afterwards, just to get us that extra amount here as well. Hopefully we can knock down the extra that we do need here for these dudes, because the whole problem is we got to get rid of these little stacks as well. But I'm going to use our actual skill again, make sure we get that skill on off. And then honestly, I could save the last skill, but I don't think really there's a necessary need to it. So let's go ahead and get the bonus again and then pop off our skill 3. So now we have all the buffs that we do need for this one here. Everyone's going to be buffed on up. We should be able to deal a decent bit of damage. Going to use the alt key, making sure we go twice with our wonder here. The first time we're going as well, we're going to go ahead and pop off with Raphael immediately, getting the extra bonus. And then for the next one here, I'm actually going to take advantage over using Delphon to give us a little bit of a shield here as well, because technically it still is in the same turn. So we will have all of our 3 stacks, much like as if this is still a 2-turn aspect. So get all our stacks off. We swap our song here, which is perfectly fine. Because at this point in time, what we're going to go ahead and do for this song, since we just played with, since we just used Springstorm with the skill 2, we're now going to be on, what is it called? Play with Fire. Now, Play with Fire, if I'm correct about this, I don't believe needs to be the next one in line, because technically this is our second time using her. So we're going to go ahead and swap our track again. And I would like to get us on Heaven to make sure we get the skill 1 of Heaven for our extra crit rates here as well, or at least for some of the other extra bonuses. Since we already used our skill 2, we're going to go ahead and swap over to the skill 1 with this here. And this is going to help us out as well with some extra pierce damage. So we got our pierce damage ready, got everything that we need from that, lining us up pretty darn well. Now, with Joker himself, since we've already set him up the way that we need to, I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of fun. We're going to knock the enemy using both of our Rhapsodic little beats here. Use both of these, knock the enemy immediately, and try to deal as much damage as possible, because we got to get rid of the little side dudes to really get our bonus, which you guys are going to see exactly what I mean by this bonus in a second. So get the knock here, at least get a couple more hits in as well. And then from here, I can go ahead and pop off. Honestly, I could just pop off our skill with Joker to give us the bonus that we do need. Because if I'm right, we should have everything we're looking for. I don't think we have the final damage just yet. You know what? Just because I'm unsure, I'm gonna use the ult here. Make sure we have that, and then we're gonna save Joker's ult for the actual return round here. So now we got the actual damage. We get the follow up with the AOA, which should give us everything that we do need here. So let's check our stats once again. Stacks are looking pretty decent, and there we go. We got our final damage stacks here. That's what we wanted here for the 10%. And then at this point in time, we can use our skill 2 and lead into the skill 3, which are going to deal some crazy damage. It's one of the few things that I do like about using this team a lot here, especially for this this gimmicky fight here. You're going to deal a ton of damage, but you have to make sure you abide by the ruling. Miku herself, as much as it takes a long time to get a lot of this stuff kind of prepped and stuff, she is really good for this, especially for the 2-turners that really can take advantage over those extra turns. But Miku does take a long time to kind of set up, which kind of sucks. But now she's back once again. I'm going to go ahead and prep this again, because now we have we did Heaven, in which we did our skill 1. At this point, I think we can go ahead and go back to what is it called? We can go back with Play with Fire, and we're gonna go ahead and use our skill 2. The skill 2, if I'm right, gives us the crit rate bonus. If I'm right, either the crit rate or the crit damage. I know it's one of the two. Someone please correct me if I need to. But then we have our skill 2, which is obviously gonna help us out quite a lot here. And let's go ahead and set this on up the right way. So got our skill 2. Boom, making sure we have all of our bonuses, which should be the crit rate one if I'm correct right here. It's the one that I really do want out of this. I'm then going to buff with Joker, as this should be like where we're starting to get to our damage rounds to get everything kind of ready and have everything ready for the next hit round. And then from here, Honestly, we can just go back to our Macabre, get the extra hit on in, making sure we're refreshing all of our buffs once again, our debuffs. I'm going to use the extra little part here for our Joker, and we're going to use our debuff once again. Now, you could very well try to use the buffer side of this. I don't really recommend it. This whole fight is literally just being about being quick, because the longer we take, the more dangerous this can get. So you don't really want to take a long time doing this fight. You really want to knock it out kind of quickly, and try to go to each phase as fast as possible, because if you don't get to it, you don't end it off fast, you're going to get hit. And using sweepers are usually going to let you just get smacked back and forth, which is never a good sign to go ahead and do. But we have everything kind of set up. I already used my skill 2 for this one, so we're going to go ahead and pop off one mask, use our skill 1, and then pop off our skill again. And this is pretty much setting us up for everything that we need to be set up for in the next few rounds. So let's go ahead and get that hit off, get a little another hit. I'm going to use Pinky to get down with that shield of theirs. And then after we do this, we actually are now able to use Ghost Roll. So I could pop Ghost Roll here. A part of me wants to save it till when we have to. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna wait till we get to, let's think here. I feel like we should just wait until we get to the very edge of this, because I don't want to pop it immediately. We want to make sure we have everything kind of ready. So let's get our double buff here. Boom, boom. And then we're going to go ahead and use our skill 3. Get all our buffs in order. That way, once we use Ghost Roll, it is most likely going to be on our damage phase. So let's go ahead and pop this here. And I think I'm going to have to use it on at least our Pinky. I think that's where we really will take advantage over it. So let's go ahead, pop this here, use our Raphael, get everyone's buffs all back in order. We should have Joker being able to easily take advantage and help us out here as well. But first things first, Sendelphon again. And honestly, I could have popped my ult there too, but wasn't really thinking about it. So that could very well kind of bite us in the butt a little bit. Since we're still on here, I meant to actually use that with our, what's it called, with our turbo, but who knows, who cares at that point. Kind of messed that up. I meant to use that on turbo, but we have to deal with what we deal with at this point, because I wanted that extra pierce. But let's go ahead and use this too for the skill 3. Get this on off again, and we should have all our bonuses that we're looking to have. We get the knock here, so that gives us the extra final damage that we're looking for as well. And we get the AoE again, so get another AoE in. And from here, I think I can go ahead and just proc Ghost Roll. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna proc Ghost Roll now. And I do think this should be more than enough time to really just enjoy what we need to do. So pop off Ghost Roll, have it on the final phase, have it on the final one here. And now we're gonna have a lot of fun. Loot Bar. Lootbar.com is a top-up website that is trusted, secure, and immensely cheaper than most in-game stores, which many of you may have heard inside of multiple gacha communities. Not only are they amazing at what they do, but they're also pretty darn quick, and if you really want to save up to like 20% off on most of your game's currency or in-game items, this might be the place you want to go. Now, I normally use this for most of my games, or my main ones being 7DS Origins and P5X, and the way they usually do this is by using the official top-up channels, unlike unauthorized sellers do. Everything is pretty much a nice way to get you something cheaper here, while also getting you a little bit extra for your buck. That's always something I like to do, and as a person who is a little bit of a cheapskate, I will do everything I need to do in order to get my packs for the cheapest price I can. They're pretty effective and quick, so if you want to save some extra bucks while enjoying your game, this may be the way to go. I practically use them all the time, and if you'd like to go ahead and do so as well, you can make an account or continue on your current account, and I'll have my link down below. So if any of you guys are really interested, be sure to click that link down below, and you should get some discounts just like mine's above here. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get back to the rest of the video. If you decided to support, thank you once again, and let's go ahead and get back to the video. So since we have the final damage, we have everything that we want. We're gonna use our skill 2. Bonk, the absolute damage, just incredible damage there into the skill 3. I think we still have our final damage here because we're still in the phase that's happening here. So boom, she's gonna hit us back a couple times, which is kind of annoying to deal with here. We can't really do much about that, but let's just continue doing our rotation like we normally would using the skill 2. And then I do believe I can go ahead and pop Pinky's ult off again. I probably might want to wait till the next turn. So what we'll do, I'll buff with Joker, and we'll wait till the next time it pops on up for Pinky to make sure that we can take advantage over that as well. So let's use this here, make sure we have our extra little nerf on them. And I think we have more than enough time to just get another at least rotation off to deal a decent bit of damage. So let's use this for the skill 2, get the debuff off again, still taking down the HP really quickly, and I'm loving that. And just wait till we get what we need here. If we're able to prep and do what I need to do again, and pretty much just make sure we have our highlights and everything ready, I think I'll be perfect. Now, let's go 2 different ways here. Since it is our damage phase, I think we kind of have no choice with this one. So I am gonna use this, get the extra hit on in, and yeah, it's gonna continue attacking back because if it's little temper tantrum it's throwing. But use our skill, and then we're gonna use our skill 1, pop off that again, go into our other one, and go into the skill 3 as well. So either way, I'm pretty sure this should just be game, set, and match. Probably not in the ghost rule, but definitely out of it, without a doubt, because I don't believe it should survive this, if I'm correct here. So pretty positive we should end up being pretty safe, and we can actually just kill this boss immediately with what we have left in our arsenal. So let's go ahead and use Raphael. We're gonna swap back on Seldelphon here. And I'm actually going to pop off the Pierce because I do want that extra Pierce here. Get the extra little ult in. And then we're able to go ahead and swap to Seldelphon again to get us a shield as well, which is going to give us a lovely attack boost later on. Gotta love that. And then let's just go ahead and go to our skill 3. Pop off that as well, making sure we take down all these stacks that is going to be for the defense stacks. And obviously I think this could honestly just set us up perfectly. Yeah, no, it's already over with. It's already over with. We're on a whole different one. We don't want to use any skills here because we want to keep our amplification that we do have up. So use our skill 2. This is going to obviously deal a decent bit of damage. We could not get the knock, of course. Actually, no, we got it. Okay, cool. I didn't think that we were going to get it. I think it was only for 1 down, so I didn't think we were going to get it in time. But we got it, so we're going to go ahead and use our skill 3, which should still deal a lot of damage. And honestly, it still lives. It still lives this. Dude, I thought it was done. Honestly, did think that we were going to be able to kill this a little bit quicker than that, but either way, we're not really in trouble. So I'm just gonna pop this, give us some extra shields, just in case she does try to fight us back a little bit here. Even on the off chance of her doing so, this is pretty much just a wrap up. But Pinky and Miku is a devious, and I mean a devious goddamn combination. I did not expect them to be as crazy. Like, of course, Miku we know is buffing 2-turners a lot here, right? But I didn't expect them to honestly work so good together. I thought really Pinky was gonna be up there, but I really just thought only Barry and like Closer Radiance would have the best potential of being really good, which was absolutely wrong, seeing that some of these characters like Makoto Yuki and them honestly do work out very well. So it's pretty darn cool to see something like that. We're now back into our phases. We can do whatever we want again here. And since I am still doing the crit rate function, we're gonna go ahead, stay on the song that we're on, which actually no, because we're on Heaven right now. We just swapped to Spring Storm. And once we go to Spring Storm, we're just gonna go ahead and repeat our thing all over here using the skill 2 once again. So honestly, this was fantastic. This went a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna go. I thought since of course I wasn't using a healer, it was really going to be a little bit of a problematic area. There was a point where I was about to go ahead and bring in the twins instead, but I decided to try turbo along with the others, and it's honestly perfect to see how these guys do actually meld together. Seeing that turbo is really giving us the extra defense since we have Sindelphon, and they're all 3-turn type aspects here too. They're really working good together. So I am very, very happy with how this is turning out so far. But we're gonna go ahead and use our skill 1. I don't think anything should be bad to do here, because if I'm right, we already used skill 2 last round. Yeah, okay, yes. I had to think for a second. I was like, did we do that? Did we not do that? I had to think for a second on that one. And then for here, we're gonna go ahead and pop this off again, get the double, just making sure we're setting up everything correctly again. And this is perfect. Miku is just like straight up my brain messing with me half the freaking time, because I have to actually think on, did we do certain things, did we not do certain things, which can be a little bit of a screw fest at times. But I'm gonna go ahead, pop this on off here, making sure we get that extra damage on in later on. And then we're going to swap to our Raphael. Let's again get our lovely buff as usual. And I do believe we're able to, of course, get Sindelphon back out here to help us on out. Now, since we're here and we already have our Miku back once again, this is our time that we're able to play Heaven. And I do believe I'm on the wrong song. Am I on the wrong song? I was not paying attention. I do believe I am. So let's swap again. Yeah, we were. We were on the wrong song. Let's go ahead, swap again, use this Pierce here that we get from the skill 1. And this is more than enough. This is honestly more than enough. I'm loving this. I wonder how long this is actually taking though, because this boss, although I'm killing it pretty dang quick, it's actually surprisingly tanky. Or either my characters are surprisingly weak. One of the freaking two, which honestly it could be the latter, annoying me at times. But we're gonna go ahead, pop off these two. Unfortunately, we will not get the full-on knock because I think this only takes down five shields. No, it takes a little bit less than that here. So we actually don't get the full-on knock, which kind of sucks there. But what more can you do? What more can we really ask for here? We get the double. She's gonna shock us a little bit, nothing too crazy. And we're just gonna go ahead and pop this on off, which is still gonna deal some decent damage, but I don't think we get the major final damage that we were looking for, which comes from just abiding by her rules. So it does kind of suck with that one, but what more can you do about it? At this point, since we've already used our skill 2 and our skill 1 again, we are on, what's it called? Spring Storm again. So I want to go to play with fire, use our skill 2. And this is almost, this fight's been going on long enough that we might get the whole rotation once again. Which is honestly kind of crazy to see how different the actual teams can really work here, especially once it gets to the heart of content. But let's use our skill 2, reset everything back up here, give us everything that we need, and honestly, it's just not really gonna hurt anything. So let's get our buffs back in order, and then I do believe we can just pop this back off here, since this is still our skill 2 or our skill 1 time. And then we are going to take some hefty damage though, because I have no way of really defending myself this time. So there's no shield on me, so she is going to hurt a little bit. Yeah, I thought so. She was going to hurt quite often with that one, because that move was definitely going to put us on just straight up pack watch. So I'm going to go ahead, pop this on off. Hopefully we don't get a double down or anything like that. And oh, we did lose our Pinky. We lost our Pinky. I think we're still fine. It does kind of suck because I did want to use her for this and actually let her get the finishing hit. But what more can we do? What more can we do there? I'm just gonna go ahead, do this like normal. And I don't even think we can do Ghost Rule yet. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks a lot, because now we're kind of susceptible to dying pretty easily. I think our Joker is gonna help us win this anyways, but like still, that was more of Joker's show more than anything, because Joker started coming in clutch, started just doing randomness that was just cooking the boss itself. It does kind of make me angry though that I lost my Pinky. Pinky was doing really good, but this was one of the things I was worried about, was if on the off chance I didn't have a shield, that boss was absolutely gonna cook me. So my worst fears came true, and she shocked the god out of us. So there's not much I really can do about this one. Let's just do what we normally do. I'm just gonna pop off Raphael, but make it so Joker gets it this time. And honestly, I'm scared of this thing. I'm scared that it might end up killing at the very end, so I'm not gonna take a chance. And yeah, we're just gonna shield on up even more than usual this time around, and I'm going to pop this, and this should be more than enough because we should have our final damage still. So see if we get the final damage, see if we get the kill. It'd be awesome to end with the windscreen. Let's go. So we got the windscreen. I'll take it. Still pretty darn cool, pretty darn awesome. We kind of screwed up and let him absolutely just cook us, which did suck kind of bad, but I can't do much on that one. I do feel like I did misplay someplace though, because first of all, it took a lot longer than it should be. This is about like a 24-minute video already, so it took a lot longer than I should have taken here. So I'm pretty positive we misplayed someplace along the lines. I'll try to at least refine that a little bit more once we're going through some stuff and actually checking through our whole routine, but we'll see how that goes as well. But hopefully guys, you found this very fun and very interesting as always. If you did, please do slap that like button with your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily videos, whether it's P5X or 70S, I try my hardest. But till then everybody, thank you for watching and peace on out.